Hello and welcome. You're watching News 9 Live. I'm Shweta Kothari. You may soon be able to invest in capital markets through SIPs with as low as 250 rupees. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, is considering introducing a new initiative that could lower the minimum monthly contribution for systematic investment plans or SIPs to 250 rupees only. Now, currently, the standard minimum SIP amount in India ranges between 500 rupees to 1000 rupees. The reduction, as per SEBI Chief Madhabi Puri Buch, is a part of a broader strategy to make financial markets more accessible to larger Indian population, particularly those in lower income brackets. Now, SIPs are the most common methods for investing in mutual funds, allowing individuals to contribute to a fixed amount regularly towards their investments. By lowering the minimum investment amount to 250 rupees, SEBI says it plans to encourage more people to participate in these plans, making it easier for individuals with limited financial resources to start investing. Reducing the SIP minimum could also have a broader economic implications. It could lead to increased capital inflows into the mutual fund industry, diversifying the investor base and bringing stability in the markets. Now, this change will also democratize access to mutual funds where small investors can build wealth over time. The decision aligns with SEBI's ongoing efforts to boost retail participation in the financial markets. But there's already a minimum SIP of 100 rupees that is made available in certain platforms in the market. So how is 250 rupees SIP any different? Well, that is, of course, one of the questions we'll try and understand and decipher. To talk more about this mega announcement and what it will entail for retail participants, joining us on the show is Feroze Azeez, Deputy CEO, Anand Rathi Wealth. Feroze, thank you very much for taking time out. I want to, get the ball rolling and begin by asking you, what is the impact going to be of the 250 rupees SIP? If and when it kicks in, are we looking at more participation increasing as a result of a 250 rupees SIP, which basically essentially means a lower ticket size, so more people out there will be encouraged to make an investment?
Yes, good evening. And I personally think like this change, like you rightly alluded, that there are some schemes which have 100 rupees already, but it's not all asset management companies. So 250 rupees is a move which will almost mandate every asset management company to have every scheme as the minimum ticket, whereas today the rule is 500 rupees. Some people proactively have 100 rupees, but that's not a profitable proposition for asset management companies, why every one of the 47 have not followed suit. That's point one.
Okay.
Point two, when the amounts are reduced, one is the number of people can increase. Diversification for a person can increase. I don't know whether the amounts will increase significantly.
All right.
Because every time, these are the three things.
Okay.
I'll stop here for your reaction. And
all right. So, I think it begs the larger question. A 250 rupees, by the way of starting SIP, was this something that we've already seen in the markets? Was it reiterated earlier as well? Because as you rightly pointed out, there are some 100 rupees plans, micro SIPs already made available. So would you say it's sort of a reiteration of what's already in the markets, or is it something which is going to be brand new for both retail participants as well as AMCs?
See, I think it'll still be brand new. Of course, I can read out some schemes which have, like ICICI Pru Technology Fund has a 100 rupee limit, Aditya Birla Digital India, Nippon India Small Cap, which is a very large small cap scheme, one of the largest small cap scheme, has a 100 rupee option. ICICI Pru Equity and Debt Fund, which is both equity and debt, being available at 100 rupees, which is like 60, 70 rupees to equity, 30, 40 rupees to debt, which is like maximum diversification. But this 250 still has an impact, because then your scheme choices are not colored by which one is offering and which one is not. Now, for example, all the schemes I read out, there are 14 schemes in my model portfolio, as Anand Rathi, by which I mean, and my own portfolio. All of them today don't offer this provision. So I have to change the scheme selection to get the benefit of the smaller ticket, which if is not there, then it becomes an extrapolatable thing to all the crores of investors, rather than an investor applying mind and checking whether the 100 rupees are available. So it is a big move, and I don't think it's a small move at all.
Okay. And, obviously want to understand what sort of impact will it have on your margins as an AMC and other AMCs around. What sort of impact are we looking at as far as AMCs is concerned? Bringing down a ticket size to 250, is that something that's going to hurt you in the long run?
See, since I am one of the largest distributor, which is non-bank and non-aggregator, and we don't have an asset management company, but I understand the asset management company business reasonably well, having been associated as business partners for long periods of time, it will not have a very large impact from a profitability standpoint. Because asset management companies, about 4 or 5 of them are listed and their financials are available in the public domain, make a lot of money because of the mark to market which has happened, right? Because markets have done beautifully well, the broader market has done beautifully well, their profitability has gone up significantly. And if you gave a 250 SIP option, and if even if 50 lakh people in the industry or even 1 crore in the total industry start using this 250 SIP, I don't think it will have a material change in the profitability of an asset management company. Of course, the effort to reward ratio is going to be low for asset management companies, but I think with the kind of technology platforms which are available today, I think this is not so difficult to distribute. Earlier, every distribution meant somebody actually physically going there, convincing a person. Today, it has become a pull instrument where a person logs in, uses a platform, a technology platform, and invests. So there is a lot of cost reduction with respect to the logistics which SIPs have today vis-a-vis 10 years back.
Okay, and for every person who wishes to enter the capital markets now, what is the actual minimum ticket size that they can invest in for? It's written that it's about 500 rupees for most and most of the AMCs out there, but some also offer 100 minimum rupees entry level ticket price to enter and start your SIPs. But what exactly is that amount that you need to make a monthly investments in mutual funds through SIP route?
So I think if this came into effect, then it will be 250 rupees. I think that's a very small ticket size given the kind of income in the per capita income increase we have seen over the last 10 years in the Indian economy. Okay. So I think 250 rupees is the minimum amount. But one thing is, if a person wants to enter capital market, to my mind, the word if, it is not a choice for somebody who's earning, participating in equity is going to be something like a gun on their head, because otherwise they'll never be able to beat inflation. Right? Real estate is unaffordable for a guy who's looking at a 250 SIP. Gold is, of course, there, but gold also does not beat inflation handsomely. So what beats inflation? Not an FD, not a PPF, not an EPF. So equity is a mandate. I think the word if somebody is deliberating and procrastinating, saying that should I do it or not, I don't think the person has a choice. He doesn't realize that he'll become poorer because of inflation over long periods of time if he didn't do this.
Okay. Would it be correct to say, Feroze, that right now you would need at least 500 rupees up until the new mandate really kicks in to make an SIP in India?
Yes, I would say that. I would say that. Because otherwise you're very, very restricted on the number of choices.
Okay.
So I'd say 500 is the minimum amount today, and that will be halved if this came into effect.
All right. And personally, are you going to be very happy about it? Do you think this warrants a change? Because as you rightly pointed out, people need to be investing a lot more if they want to beat inflation, if they really want proper returns to come in over an extended period of time, even a short period of time for that matter. No other instrument like equity is going to give you returns that you expect, not even gold, no real estate. So for that matter, someone who has a horizon of next 5 to 6 years and hoping to beat inflation, what is the recommended ticket size you would be asking them to put in?
So to ask
minimum,
asking my 500 down to 250, I'm very excited. Of course, it's a show. Otherwise, I would have expressed it with some dance moves, and I have 2 left feet. That's how I'm excited. Why am I so excited? Is because India needs to invest in equity. India has 826 lakh crores of household savings. Only close to about 50 lakh crores, 6.7% of India's household savings is in equity. Okay, foreigners have invested in equity in India, and Indians have only funded the government's fiscal deficit for the last 25 years, is why Indian households have not become the richest community. Now, just come this June, foreigners are first time investing in Indian debt. And I'm very happy that Indians are investing in Indian equity practically the first time. So I'm very happy that this transition is what will make Indian households richer over the next 10, 15 years. So I'm very excited. And I've, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I'm 12 in excitement.
Okay, and before I let you go, obviously this is a move that is still being contemplated. We know now that SEBI is actively speaking to AMFI and other stakeholders such as yourself perhaps to understand whether this is feasible in the long run. To your assessment, first part of the question, to your assessment, are AMCs going to be happy about it?
To my mind, it is not just about feasibility, right? It is about economy and its impact. See, every corporate has a responsibility. It's not just profits, right? A CSR budget cannot be forced down upon you. Of course, it can be, but something which you are responsible for, I think, as an industry, be it a distributor or manufacturer, everybody's sole purpose should be Indian households should earn double-digit return on their overall allocation. So, if I was a AMC CEO, I would not look at what money am I going to make on every application. That's not my. That's not going to be the only end all and be all of my organization's existence as a conglomerate of human beings. Because in this industry, you don't have plant and machinery. You only have people, and I'm sure people have heart and mind both. So I would want to contribute to the country by not worrying about what is the profitability of this specific vertical of my business. If I'm so myopic, then I don't deserve the India growth story anyway as an asset management company CEO.
Okay, you're sounding very nationalistic and hopeful as well. But part two of that question, for an average person, as I, going back to what I was saying, for somebody who hasn't really entered the Indian markets just as yet, are you hoping that the 250 rupee ticket size will mean more people will now be looking to make an investment? A lower ticket size would mean more money flowing in for that matter. But will it be about money, or will it be about having more people participate in capital markets? What's going to be that one thing that you think will stick out when it comes to lower ticket size?
I think it will only be number of people. In our experience, anytime ticket sizes have gone up is when amounts became larger. For example, AIF became 1 crore ticket size, or PMSs were moved from 10 lakh to 25 lakhs minimum tickets, 25 lakh to 50 lakh tickets. The amounts in the PMS industry grew. Amount, on the contrary, grows when the minimum amounts are upped. Here, the minimum amount is being lowered. So I am only bullish on the number of people. So many people who are doing blue collar jobs, house helps, all these guys, the lift men, the lift women, all those guys can actually come into the more formal saving mechanism. And one is to say that I would want to serve the country. Like, I've done about 2,000 shows on television channels, and I don't address the segment. My business is in HNI and Ultra HNI, which starts with 5 crores as the minimum investment amount. And I would want to educate the rest of them if I can't manage them.
Okay. All right. Feroze, Azeez, thank you very much. Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for taking time out.